Hello, good afternoon. Myself, Mohammad Abu Zar Iqbal, and my team members are Mohammad Haider and Ishika. We'll be taking the interview of Emily for the law clerk position as a part of our assignment. So, good afternoon, Emily. How are you?
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
So, Emily, to begin with, can you briefly introduce yourself and talk about your educational background?
Yes, sure, no problem. So thank you for this opportunity. My name is Emily. I am originally from China. I've been in Canada for 7 years. As you can see from my resume, I am very passionate about working in the law, in the legal field. My current local program will be finished this April, and I will finish my paralegal program next April. I believe I possess the skills and qualities to meet the expectation of being a junior corporate lawyer. I am someone you can rely upon to get the job done, not just on time, but to a great standard. As you can see, I have a great GPA, um, um, and I'm reliable, flexible, and adaptable. I can work independently and also enjoy working in teams. As a store manager at my current job, I'm currently working as a store manager at a nursery. I have many experience dealing with customers, and I'm often praised by my boss and customers. I so I like most students. I work full time, and also I have a full time course. So I believe I'm very good at time management and I'm very organized. I think this quality is very crucial being a law clerk. And I think if your law firm hire me, I will be the kind of employees who will embrace change positively and be a great role model for our law firm.
All right. So do you have an experience of a law clerk, or have you been working in any field that is somewhere related to law, or do you have any idea about of the professional setup that is there for the law clerk?
So to be honest, I have never worked in the um, law firm before, but I have many experience of making with the legal administration work because um, as you can see, I work in a nursery and our group has 9 companies and I'm the one who maintain the corporate mini books and I do all the administration work and I incorporate several corporations and I myself I have a federal corporation. So I'm very uh, um, I know lots I know many fields about the corporate uh, corporate law. And also because we are in the retail business, I sometimes if we have customers don't pay for the job we done. So I I have right now we have 5 lawsuits. We still are clients for non-payment. So I am very familiar with the civil litigation process.
Nice.
So, could you just tell me that what parts of corporate law you're most familiar with?
Um, like corporation registration and minimum maintenance and legal drafting and legal searching, researching.
Okay.
So do
So,
you have any experience where there was a very tricky position or some kind of experience for you at work that you had to solve and you came out with a very good solution and everyone appreciated you?
Yes. So before I took over this job, this company has after I took over the job, so I do a thorough review of all our mini book and legal compliance, and I found out that we have 4 companies that have never haven't filed annual return for 4 years. So that's a very serious issue because according to the business corporation law, if you don't file the annual return, the company will dissolve. So, and all our property will go to the crown. So I I I took the action immediately and filed all the missing annual return, and then so our company is safe. So my job is very appreciated by our boss.
Great.
Nice to hear that. So, Emily, as you mentioned before that you are good with working independently as well as with teams as well.
Yes.
So, how do you make sure that you work well with your colleagues when dealing with legal matters? Can you explain a bit in detail?
Excuse me, could you repeat your questions?
Yeah, how will you make sure that you work well with your colleagues when dealing with the legal matters?
So I think communication is very important. So now many people are familiar with the legal terms or the legal process. So since I am interested in the legal field, so I always educate them and refer them to some pages and the ads so that they understand why we need to do this, what the consequences will be if we don't do such as a thing. So if we get everybody on the same page, so we will get everything done smoothly.
I see.
I also just had a question. Um, in case in future you get a chance to, I mean, you are representing your company or your client, and you get a chance to go through a loophole in the law system, and you have a very good hold on that. I mean, how would you deal with it? I mean, would you go ahead with that to just make sure that you win your case, or like you're able to like win on your part, or would you be ethical there?
So as being a law clerk, we cannot represent anyone. We cannot represent corporation or we cannot represent an individual client. So we only take instructions from our supervisor, from our responsible lawyer. So I think it's better to confirm everything with our lawyer before we start doing anything.
Great.
So one last quick question. So how do you keep up with the changes? You know, there'll be changes in rules and laws going on. So how do you keep up with changes in laws, like especially when talking about the corporate law?
So corporate doesn't change that much, but we still have to update ourselves with the latest change. So that's why we have to subscribe to famous some websites, because some websites they always give you updates if there's any change in laws. And also we talk to our lawyers to see if they know something we don't, and also we can join some associations, and also we can talk to another locker so that to keep us updated.
So, did you just find it very challenging while keeping up with the changes in the corporate law?
Very challenging about what? I'm sorry. Could you repeat your question?
About keeping up the changes in the corporate law.
Um, and no, really, recovery doesn't change that much. But they don't change that often. But I think it's very important to always refer to the government's website because they have the latest information.
Exactly.
Okay.
So last part, can you share a situation where you had to think, like in your previous jobs, what's right and what's wrong in your like legal job?
What's right and what's wrong. So um I think it's very important to have a formal contract if you have a big work, because we also do landscaping work, and sometimes people, if you only have a oral contract, people usually don't think is enforceable. and if you finish your job, they might not pay. So if you have everything written in writing, it's better to do it that way so that your right is protected.
Sure. Sounds good.
So I think this is enough information for us. All the questions have been answered, and we had multiple people applying for this position, and
Yes.
we have one more interview lined up on a different date. So we are definitely going to get back to you regarding this. And thank you so much for applying for this position and giving us your time to join us for this interview.
And before we go, so I would like to mention one more thing because I know not many Asian students or Asian lawyer in this in the legal field, and I think that makes me very unique because I don't not only speak English, I speak Mandarin, I speak Cantonese, and I real when I do research of our law firm, I found that we still haven't had much Asian customers, but with the Canada's immigration policy, we have more and more Asian immigrations coming to Canada. So I believe our firm is going to have many Asian customers or clients. So I believe I can make I am a very valuable employee if you hire me because I can communicate uh, with them in Mandarin and Cantonese, and that's very uh, unique quality, I think.
Definitely, that's a
For sure,
great
for sure.
plus point for us. So, um, because you'll be able to understand their culture better, you'll be able to communicate with them in their language better. So
Yes,
I do get it. It's a plus point. We'll definitely consider
yes,
that.
yes. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
You
Thank
have a good
you.
day.
Thank
Okay.
you.